Hello everyone, welcome to another session of Sunday Wellness by Policybazaar. I am your host Simran. आज हम डायबिटीज़ के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ यू हैव सेंट इन योर क्वेरीज एक्चुअली अराउंड डायबिटीज़ एंड वी वांटेड टू हैव अ सेशन टू अंडरस्टैंड कि इसके कॉजेज़ क्या होते हैं, इसको प्रिवेंट कैसे कर सकते हैं और अगर डायबिटीज़ हो जाए तो इसको मैनेज कैसे किया जा सकता है। और इसके ऊपर बात करने के लिए आज मैंने इन्वाइट करा है डॉक्टर अमिताभ खन्ना को। ही इज़ वन ऑफ द टॉप 10 leading diabetes specialists globally. Welcome to the show, doctor.
Hello everyone. I am happy to be here to answer your questions today.
Doctor, I think let's first start with the basics because I feel like काफ़ी लोगों के fundamentals भी डायबिटीज़ को लेके क्लियर नहीं होते कि डायबिटीज़ exactly होता क्या है और इसमें हमारी बॉडी पे क्या असर होता है. So can you talk about that a little?
We call a patient is a diabetic when his or her blood sugar level goes above normal levels. And it depending upon the level of the blood sugar, it harms all the organs of the body. So we have to keep it under normal limit. Once a patient is diagnosed with diabetes or high blood sugar, the process of diabetes starts in the body at least 5-6 years before that. And first of all, insulin resistance develops, and then the secretion of insulin eventually decreases. And our body keeps on fighting and secretes more and more insulin and keeps our blood sugar level under control. But a stage comes when our insulin secretion is not sufficient and the blood sugar level increases. So at the time we diagnose diabetes, at least 5-6 years the process is in the body and we don't know about that.
एंड डॉक्टर हम बहुत सुनते हैं टाइप 1 डायबिटीज़ एंड टाइप 2 डायबिटीज़, इन दोनों के बीच फ़र्क क्या होता है?
There are many type of diabetes, but most common are type 1 and type 2 diabetes. If we tell percentage, then type 2 diabetes are 85% of all diabetes, and type 1 diabetes is around 5 to 10%. Type 1 diabetes is a diabetes which is usually there in young generation or children, you can say, where some autoimmune disorder is there, because of which the pancreas is not making any insulin and it's damaged. So we have to give insulin from outside. Type 2 diabetes, on the contrary, usually happen in adult patients, and here the pancreas retains some power to secrete insulin. So by medicine only here we can control the blood sugar of the patient.
Now my next question to you, doctor, is कि does diabetes affect men and women differently, and if yes, then how so?
If men and women have different type of diabetes, no, both have same diabetes, it affects similarly. But what happens that in women there are a lot of hormonal changes throughout lifespan. So we have to take extra control of the diabetes, because if a young woman develops diabetes, then during pregnancy, during lactation, we have to take extra care of the diabetes. Otherwise, the damages, the complications of diabetes are same in men and women.
डॉक्टर, मैंने काफ़ी लोगों से ये सुना है कि डायबिटीज़ को रिवर्स किया जा सकता है. इज दिस ट्रू और इज इट जस्ट अ मिथ?
There is no term like reversal of diabetes. It is a misnomer. Diabetes once happens can't be reversed. But the term is remission of diabetes, which means for 1 or 2 years the patient can be without medicines. If much lifestyle changes the patient applies, like heavy weight reduction, if patient do like 20-30 kg, a very obese patient decreases so much weight, then there could be a remission of diabetes for 1 or 2 years. After that, again the diabetes will come. So there is no complete reversal of diabetes, and this term should not be used.
डॉक्टर डायबिटीज़ इंडिया में बहुत कॉमन हो गया है राइट? आजकल हर दूसरे इंसान को डायबिटीज़ है, तो इंडिया में इसका इतना प्रेवलेंस क्यों है? व्हाट इज कॉजिंग दिस?
Look, the genetic factors of the diabetes were always there. But as we used to see in past, the diabetes used to come in 50s or 60s. And nowadays, the maximum newly detected diabetes, type 2 diabetes patient, we are seeing between 20 to 40 years. So, this early age of detection of diabetes is mainly due to bad lifestyle, bad fooding habits, and sedentary life without any exercise. So, main factor is lifestyle only, which is predisposing the population for early onset of diabetes.
Now, doctor, what are some warning signs that people should watch out for in case of diabetes?
The diabetes is so common nowadays that since early age we should keep on a check on our blood sugar, especially if there is a strong family history of diabetes. The classical signs of diabetes is uh, excess urination, excess thirst, and the patient feels hungry all the time. But it's not necessary that these signs are always present. Unexplained weight loss is also a major sign which we should look for. And there should be many vague signs like fatigue, uh, depression, and some non healing wounds. So, any such symptoms or any symptoms comes, then we should check the sugar of the patient and rule out the diabetes first.
Now, a lot of people believe that they need to give up sugar entirely if they are diabetic. Is that true?
Actually, there are so many misconceptions about diet in diabetes. It's not like that if a patient is detected with diabetes at 20 years of age, he should leave everything for life. It's not like that. But there are few things which he should avoid, like sugar, jaggery, honey. These things should be completely avoided. And rest of the thing, fruits, rice, he can take in moderation. But about sweets, also, I want to say that if the blood sugar levels are normal and he is keeping a good control of diabetes, so once in a blue moon he can take sweets. It's not like that if one reading of sugar will come high, it will damage the body. Persistent high sugar only damages the body, so we should avoid that.
Now, for people who are pre-diabetic, what steps they can take to ensure that this doesn't become into a full-blown diabetes situation?
We have divided diabetes in pre-diabetes and diabetes according to some criteria like HbA1c level or fasting or PP blood sugar level. HbA1c is a test which tells us last 3 months average sugar. So if HbA1c is between 5.7 to 6.4, we call a person pre-diabetic. Above 6.4, diabetic. So once a person becomes pre-diabetic, there are chances that every year 10 to 15% pre-diabetic patient will go to become full-blown diabetic, and 10 to 15% will become in normal range also. So, if a person is detected with pre-diabetic stage, he or she should not ignore it. They should go for uh, lifestyle modification, and if they are overweight, they should reduce their weight by 7 to 10%. If they will do, then for years they can remain in pre-diabetic stage or as normal, and they will not develop diabetes. Some medicines are also there which we give to help pre-diabetic patient to remain in pre-diabetic stage or to become normoglycemic.
नाउ डॉक्टर, आई हैव हर्ड कि डायबिटीज़ का सबसे ज़्यादा असर हार्ट, आईज और किडनी पर होता है. इज दैट ट्रू? एंड इफ yes, then how can one protect themselves?
It damages our body in many ways. The most common complication or damages are to kidney, eyes, and our nerves. And then in long term, it also affects our heart, brain, and other organs. So it's very simple to prevent these complications. That is by keeping the blood sugar level under control, keeping the HbA1c under target level, and also the comorbidities which happen with diabetes like blood pressure, cholesterol, thyroid. These type of things should always be monitored along with sugar. If a patient is overweight or obese, the weight reduction is very, very essential with diabetes control.
डॉक्टर, हमने बात करी बिटवीन मेन एंड वुमेन की प्रेवलेंस कहाँ ज़्यादा होता है. यंगर एज ग्रुप्स पे भी डायबिटीज़ बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है, लाइक सबसे ज़्यादा उनमें ही डायग्नोज हो रहा है. व्हाई इज़ दैट हैपनिंग?
Nowadays, like I said, we are seeing more and more younger patient as being diagnosed with diabetes. And if we take worldwide data, then in India, the diabetes develops at least 8 to 10 years before our counterparts abroad. That is because of bad lifestyle and these junk foods which our younger generation takes. So to prevent this, it's simple. The parents should keep in mind that the children should not become overweight or obese. They should involve themselves in some game, and the weight should be under control. And especially if family history of diabetes is there, they should be very cautious, and the food habits of the children should also be monitored to prevent the development of diabetes.
And now, doctor, we have some audience questions that people have sent in during our session, which we'll take up shortly. But before that, I just want to understand what is one key tip that people should, take away from this session to, prevent and manage diabetes.
So, in the end, my take home advice is diabetes risk is increasing day by day, especially in our country, and we are becoming the world leader in diabetes. So, to prevent diabetes, we have to be very active. We should leave sedentary lifestyle. There should be some exercise in our schedule. Ideally, 150 minutes per week is exercise is advised. We should avoid junk food as much as possible. We should stop smoking, and we should keep and maintain our weight under normal limits.
Now, doctor, some questions from our viewers that I can see right now. The first question is, डॉक्टर, मेरी फैमिली में डायबिटीज़ का हिस्ट्री है, क्या इसका मतलब ये है कि मुझे डेफिनेटली डायबिटीज़ होगा?
It's not necessary that if you have a family history of diabetes, then you will develop diabetes. It all depends upon genes also. Some of the siblings never develop diabetes, and some of the siblings develop diabetes. And even then, you can avoid or prevent diabetes by keeping a very good lifestyle and avoiding sugars and keeping yourself fit.
The next question, doctor, is actually about artificial sweeteners, which even I was curious about. The question is, how safe are artificial sweeteners for diabetics? Are there any that you recommend avoiding?
Artificial sweetener is a good substitute for sugar. There are many misconceptions about them, but if we take them in moderation, they cause no harm and they can be taken as a sugar substitute.
Doctor, the next question is, do diabetics need to avoid fruits because of their natural sugars, or can they still enjoy them?
Fruits can be taken in diabetes. They are not to be avoided, but moderation is the key. The fruits which are very sweet should be taken in moderation. And there are some fruits like apple, papaya, guava, jamun. They can be taken in any quantity. And it the patient should take fruit at least once in a day.
The next question is it true that exercising after meals can help lower blood sugar levels? And how much exercise is enough?
No, there is nothing like it that exercising after food is beneficial. Exercise can be done any time of the day, but the patient should make sure that he or she exercises at least 40 minutes per day.
Doctor, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a very informative session, and personally, I have learned a lot from today, and I hope our viewers feel the same.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having me.